Hey, this is Matt once again. Welcome back to another review. There's another paid request, this time from Sherlock Bond. Thank you so much for that. For those interested in requesting pretty much any type of rankings, lists, reviews, commentaries, reactions, re-reviews, whatever it may be, feel free to send it either directly to my PayPal or join my Patreon. Both links are down below in the info box. It may be a little bit because I'm a little bit backed up. I'm trying to do the best that I can. But this is for a film from 2016 called Urge. And I did not know what the hell this was. I'd never heard of it. I can see why after watching it. This is the director's only film he made. Now what he did was he was a producer of films Machete Kills and Sin City 2. Great, two films I thought were crap sequels. I know there are people that like Sin City 2. To me, there's a reason why that sequel was completely forgotten. Because I think it was a shallow shell of its former self, which was the first Sin City, which was a good movie. And Machete Kills was a fucking lame joke. Tom Savini dying by CGI, trying to have Mel Gibson be the villain, which he wasn't the issue, but everything else was. And Machete himself being just a boring lead for his movie. And no machete in space, thankfully. But this is the guy who produced that directed this. I'm like, oh, no wonder it sucks. Pretty much the gist of the plot, Danny Masterson, who's one of the actors from That 70s Show, he's this wealthy guy who's cocky, and he's in this board meeting, and Jeff Fahey is there. Which I guess maybe the producer knows because producer worked with Robert Rodriguez. Jeff Fahey worked with Robert Rodriguez on Machete and Planet Terror. Maybe that's how he got Jeff Fahey. But Jeff Fahey is a good actor. He was in The Lawnmower Man. He was in this very underrated film called Body Parts from the 90s, 1991. Underrated actor. He's only in one fucking scene in this movie. I'm like, you did Jeff Fahey for this one nothing scene? That's such a waste. Such a waste. And then you never see him again. So then Danny Masterson gets with his buddies up on the roof. They get a helicopter. They're going for a weekend getaway at this island resort. When they get there, there's this other guy who knows them, Justin Chatwin. Justin Chatwin is pretty much the lead of the movie. He was... Remember that Dragon Ball Evolution? Remember that Dragon Ball live action movie where the white guy played Goku? This is that white guy that played Goku. Justin Chatwin. I think that definitely killed his career. Also, he was the lead in that film The Invisible by David Goyer. You know, that film that no one remembers. So the title fits, The Invisible. And he's this guy who... Like, everyone is like a selfish hole. They only care about themselves, their looks. So you're just with a group of fairly unlikable people. Thus, when bad stuff happens, you don't care. I don't give a shit if they die, if they live, if they pay their taxes, or if they get left in the fucking dump of a ditch. I don't care. That's the problem. You're just with a bunch of fucking selfish assholes. Like Justin Chatwin drank Danny Masterson's alcohol that he saved for... It's like 60-year-old bottle of scotch or something. They go into this club where a bunch of people are dancing sexy, ready to fuck pretty much. And this guy in a red, bulgy fat suit who's named the Red Bastard... Remember those Fruit of the Loom commercials? If you don't, there's these Fruit of the Loom commercials where people like dressed up as grapes or cherry, as really shitty like costumes. We're the Fruit of the Loom. That's what this guy looks like. It's a fat red suit, bulges in it, and he's called almost said Rat Bastard, but Red Bastard. And so they fuck around and they're trying to find drugs. And Justin Chatwin finds Pierce Brosnan, James Bond himself. He's in 3 scenes. It's not more than 10 minutes. So yes, it's one of those films that he's on the poster. His name is prominent. He shot for like 2-3 days. I think it was like 3 days. He has 3 scenes. And he's just being hammy. He's tattling. And he's like, here's this drug named Urge. It lowers your inhibitions. But there's one rule. You take only 1 shot. You only do it once. You don't do it anymore. And Justin said he feels nothing. But his friends take it. They're really into it. It's like to them, it's like ecstasy times 10. I guess the reason the lead guy doesn't feel it because, as someone puts it, when you're not on a leash, you don't feel anything when you're off it. So they have a good night. They wake up. And Danny Masterson has this stuff planned out. But all the others want to do is take this thing again. Even though they were told you can only take it once. But they decided to take it again. Now granted, if someone tells you this is a drug that's so great and so fantastic you can only take it once, I would go, oh, maybe if you take it twice you get, I don't know, brain damage. If you take it again you get an overdose and you die. But these people are so stupid. What's the problem with taking it a second time? Why can't you take it a second time? I don't understand what crazy reason can you only take it once? You ever heard of overdose? You ever heard of brain damage? Well, no, because they're already brain damaged. You can't brain damage someone whose brain's already fucking damaged, which is all these fucking characters in this fucking movie. Their brain's already damaged. So, it's my mistake. So they take the drug again. Pretty much what the drug does, you're unable to control your sexual or violent impulses. That's what it does. So like this one girl, she eats a cake like a slut and beats up women in the bathroom that could be talking shit. Danny Masterson and his assistant, they're explore like this power tinky side sexual struggle where Danny Masterson truly hates himself. One of the guys starts a fight club. One guy so obsessed with thinking his body that he's wanting to work out. And pretty much people around the island going crazier and crazier because of this. And you have the second Pierce Brosnan scene where he's in this diner with Justin Chatwin, pretty much talking about how mankind is tethered to destruction. I'm like, that's true. But they're also tethered to creation as well. Creation of society, creation of... there's a lot of stuff that hurts, but a lot of stuff that helps too, to try to cure diseases and try to make living arrangements, and even to the age of computers, and yeah, there's destruction, but there's a lot of creation as well. It's just you have to balance it more. Because, well, I'll get to that in a minute. And of course, you have the characters start dying off, which I don't care about, because I don't care about the characters. And it's just, the film is just not exciting or thrilling. It's trying to say something about drug abuse. There's plenty of fucking films that have done that. You know, you go watch fucking Brain Damage or Frank Henenlotter. You want to talk about a movie that deals with drug abuse. Requiem for a Dream. There's plenty of other better movies that deals with the ideas and ideals of drug abuse. And now, spoilers, some of it comes off as just stupid. Like, the one guy, come on, you fat fuck, he's lifting the weights, and he can't hold it, and he drops it, and he dies, because the weights fall on him, and he's just splattering the blood. I don't know why that made me laugh. Maybe because I didn't like the character. I'm like, good, fuck you. Danny Masterson, when he gets untied, he stabs himself in the neck because he doesn't like himself. The few that's left, after a couple other scenes, one of them is an asshole that ties one of them to the beach so they can stone the person. The only scene that could be semi-effective to me was when they're in a hospital, the lead guy and this girl, and the cop is trying to talk to him, and this one guy comes up, grabs a gun, and shoots the cop in the head, and goes, I always wanted to do that. And that's kind of its point of this drug urge. That's why you don't take it twice. Because you take it twice, you get so far gone, again, you're unable to control sex, violence, all that impulses. If for a split second, oh, fuck that guy. But you hold it back. With this drug, you don't. And they're just so addicted after the second hit. Technically after the first hit, but... Again, this film didn't... It was pointless. That's what it almost comes off as pointless. Like, what point do you get out of this movie that you can't get in a tremendous amount of other films that are more exciting or have better character, or just this movie I just watched it. Oh, this was, and then you get to the twist. The two leads down on a boat. Here's the twist. Super spoilers. Pierce Brosnan's third and last scene. He's God. He's a vengeful God. He doesn't like how humanity, it's turned into, so he wants to clean house. And he makes the guy believe that he is God, and I want you to, on this boat, there's a bunch of this drug, showcase it around the land, start anew, start from square one. And so there's a lot of things of, well, Mr. Pierce Brosnan, Mr. Pierce God. Yeah, mankind's tethered to destruction, but that's part of death. Death is destruction. And you have caused death, Mr. God. So you're kind of part of the problem if that's the case. Number two, there's no easier ways to do this. Like, if you're God all-powerful, why do you need to do this urge your drug thing? I guess for the shits and giggles? Number three, you're a god that wants to seem perfect, but you're in these clubs partying, cackling, drinking. So maybe you're like the god in that Preacher comic book I read. It's like a twist for a twist's sake. Then it kind of just ends with the last two people on the boat going to the mainland. The credits start. I go, that's the end? No. After the end credits, it cuts to a scene of a boy and his mom in a supermarket, and a boy turns, and down the one of the aisles is a bunch of people acting like zombies. They're not dead, but they're acting like zombies. And they're eating stuff like you would eat flesh. But, I'm ready for them to go, brains. So it's like they're not zombies, but still a zombie apocalypse. I just hoping you don't get a sequel? Urge 2? Will it be called Surge? I'm gonna down a bottle of Surge. A fucking can of Surge. And have my heart explode. Then watch this fucking film again. To me, it just offered nothing on the table. If you want Pierce Brosnan, he's in 3 scenes, 8 to 10 minutes at most. He tackles and he's hamming it up. The characters, they're unlikable, they're selfish, they're prickly. You don't care about them. By the time it gets to them doing the drug, for the second time. I don't know, you're like 40 minutes in. I sort of thought about this. That gave me the urge to puke. Did you guys see that? I went like, I seriously just gave me the urge to puke. I don't know why. Well, the urge to hurl. You know, hurl in this. I mean, this movie just, again, if you like the film, that's cool. If you enjoy the film, that's cool. I just got nothing out of it. To me, it doesn't delve into the deeper recesses of what makes someone an addict. If it's trying to go in that deep level of layers, it's not exciting. It's not scary. It's not suspenseful. If you're going for that, if you're going for death scenes, there's nothing really inventive death scenes wise. So, what it's trying to do, I don't know, but it doesn't accomplish any of them. It's just one of those direct-to-video films you watch, you go, wow, that was 90 minutes. And then, next. That's kind of the feeling I got out of it. So, I don't know what else to say. If you like the film, cool. I can see why I had never, ever heard of this film. For good reason. So, we'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.